welcome back to Movie Idol. So this is my death predictions video for Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 3. Before we jump in, obviously be aware of spoilers for Episode 2 and I mean major spoilers, basically for just Season 8 overall. This battle is going to be horrendous. It's going to be, exhilarating, adrenaline rushing, but there's going to be very horrific moments in this battle that I think a lot of us are going to be super upset over, maybe really excited over, but it is kind of the end of the story, and I think that's what sucks about this season right now, is that as amazing as these moments are going to be, and as amazing and just hyped we are to find out how this story ends, we are at the end of the story, which means big characters are likely going to die. Big characters like Tyrion. Tyrion is a character that could die. He could die at any moment now. I will just say, I don't think he's dying in episode 3. I think he's safe because he's going to play a pretty key role in episode 4 and 5, I imagine, with Cersei. Bronn was given that crossbow, so there's still all of that to deal with right now. But a lot of bigger characters or semi-big characters could die, and the first character I'm going to start with on my list is Brienne of Tarth. She's on everybody's death prediction list right now. And you see it everywhere in articles online. I'm seeing it in the comment sections. Everyone is thinking that Brienne's going to die in episode 3. And it's because episode 2 celebrated her and what she's done. She became a knight. You had a little scene with her and Podrick where Podrick was teaching someone else. It's like, okay, so he's not really the squire anymore. It's like Brienne just was handing over the baton, right? And now her story's going to end. She became a knight. She's going to fight in this last battle to protect the Stark children. She's going to die, but she's going to die a knight. She's going to die a warrior. And I just think she's going to die. Her story's kind of at an end. If you think about it, after this battle, in my mind anyways, and I could be wrong, they're all going to King's Landing. I think they're going to lose this and they're going to be forced to King's Landing. I've heard some people say that the Night King might just fly over Winterfell and go straight to King's Landing. That could be a huge reveal or a huge surprise, which I'd be really interested in, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is they lose Winterfell and they're all forced to go to King's Landing, which, the Golden Company's there and there's going to be something else that happens over there. But Brienne of Tarth isn't really needed over there, if you think about it. After this episode, there's only 3 more episodes left. Will the Night King threat be dealt with in episode 3? I personally don't think so. I really don't. Will it be dealt with in episode 4? Maybe. There's a good chance that it could be, but I think if anything, it's likely going to be in episode 5. They've been hyping this moment up for the entire series. I don't think the first battle we get with them, when the Night King crosses the wall, is going to end with his death. I don't see it. I don't see him being a part of the final episode because I think they're going to wrap up other stories, stuff with Cersei and whatnot, but that's why I think he's going to die in episode 4 or 5. And Brienne of Tarth, she doesn't really play a role, I don't think, in the final act of the story. Her story has always been to keep the Stark children alive, and I think that she's likely gonna, she's already kind of done that. How long can she keep doing that, right? Because of how much they celebrated her in episode 2, I think she's going to die. And she's my number 1 pick to die in this week's episode. Now, number 2 is Grey Worm. And I think it's really just for the simple fact that I think he's a killable character right now. Again, it's the final season. If this was season 6 or season 7, even then you could argue he probably could have died at any point. But he's a character that could die, especially when you consider episode 2 and what they're giving us. A lot of our characters saying goodbye. You had Grey Worm kissing Missandei and going off to battle. I feel like that was a crazy foreshadowing of what's to come. Who knows? Missandei could die in the crypts. That could definitely happen. If she's staying there, I don't know exactly where she's staying. I'm assuming she's staying down there, which leads me to my other choice for a death. And I'm not really 100% certain on this. I'm kind of 50-50 because I think it could happen, and that is Varys' death. Varys is a character right now where I don't really know what he does next. Honestly, I don't know where the story goes for him next. The only reason why I'm kind of leaning on no that he's not going to die is because of Melisandre. They had that scene in season 7. Now, they've never really interacted throughout the entire series, but I feel like Melisandre is supposed to come back at some point this season, right? So I feel like they're going to have this scene together where Varys is like, I told you not to come back. But who knows? I guess that doesn't really need to happen. Those two characters were never, ever really together. So I'm not sure where this goes. I'm just thinking, the crypts, in my opinion, aren't safe. And who's down there? I think Tyrion might be down there, but I could be wrong. Varys is down there for sure. And so I think he could be a character that could die. But other than that, the only other character that I think could likely die is going to be Barek. And that's only because we've all thought he was going to die last season. And he had that scene with the Hound and Arya. It almost felt like it was a reminder of oh, look how awesome his character is. He's going to die a hero here during this battle. Because for one, these are all the characters that I do think are going to be safe. The Hound, Like, that's why I think Barek's gonna die, because the Hound is definitely not dying. I want the Hound to, I want Clegane Bowl, I want that. But all of the Starks are safe. I really truly believe that. I don't think any of the Starks are dying in this week's episode. I think all the Lannisters are safe. I mean, Cersei's probably not going to be in the episode. I would be surprised if she was in the episode. But Jaime's safe, and Tyrion is safe. Daenerys is safe as well. Jorah, I think, is safe. He should be safe. He was given Heartsbane, which I'm a little about. Like, I feel like that was symbolic for something. Maybe he dies and then Sam gets the sword back because it is a Tarly sword, or maybe Sam giving that sword to Jorah means that Sam's gonna die. But I also don't really believe that, because I think Sam is gonna serve a very, very important purpose, and I guess after, like, post Game of Thrones, working at the Citadel or whatever comes of him. But I think all of those characters are safe. Again, I think there's just 4 characters really where I think we should be worried about, which is like Barek, Varys, Grey Worm, and Brienne. And out of those 2, I would say Brienne and Grey Worm are definitely, I think it's almost like 100% confirmed that they're going to die at this point. I would be surprised if they survived. I'll just say that. Anyways, post your death predictions down below. Who do you think is going to die in episode 3, the Battle of Winterfell? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.